Okay, guys, talk to Kenneth, and we're going to do Lord of Blades just on normal. Before we get started, if you could type what your experience with this raid is in party chat, if it's your first time, or you've done it before and you're still learning it. Hand like feet's done it once. Anadir's never done it. We're going to be taking the tour, guys, so I do not want anybody working ahead because I want everybody who's here to learn to see all parts of the raid, so do not clear ahead. I want us all to go on the tour like one big happy family. Everybody's in. Let's get some buffs. This raid has a guided audio tour, which reminds me I'm going to turn on my DM audio for that.
So we're going to play Follow the Leader?
Yep. Options, audio. All right, let's go. Yeah, that's fine if you want to step away for a few minutes.
A fine coat of dust covers the mangled Cannith security measures that once guarded this area.
Lock up, by the way.
Apparently, a war party springs forward. The lead paladin roars, "You cannot defeat us, for we are no longer warforged. We've touched the light of the forge.
So we got some Blade Forge trash to deal with.
Forged.
I love the DM in this. All I hear is Colonel Clink. Hogan! Straight ahead, do not go to the east, please. We are doing, this is the guided tour back here. Do not pull the lever. Do not pull the lever yet.
In years gone by, researchers must. This gigantic device must
There's a
be the
collectible in the
secret
next
of
room.
Eldritch Sight Prime.
And there's
If
a
all
balcony.
the tales and rumors are true, then this forge holds the key to Warforged
That's the end
life.
fight there.
There's some kind of activity
And
on
we're
the
going to take a
platform
tour of
below,
the forge right now.
but you're too far away to make out
So
what's
get on the
happening.
elevator. All right. Once the elevator starts moving, keep all hands and feet inside the cart at all times. Do not move.
Also recommend sitting or sleeping. It helps with the bouncing effect that you're going to experience.
Yeah, if you're just standing, you might get a little
brilliant
stutter
blue
stepping
sludge
happening
ripples
as
below
it moves
you.
around, but
The
don't
liquid
freak
looks
out.
deadly, and the forge platform is blocked by a barrier. Jumping down would be ill-advised.
You will die if you fall off. And I believe your soul stone will be here at the
This
end fight.
device is
So we'd
massive.
be able to raise you at the
With
time.
the obvious power it represents, it's no wonder that House Cannith has become so powerful. And now the forge is in the Lord of Blade's sharp hands. If this thing can truly imbue life into new Warforged, then he will have an unending army with which to conquer all of Eberron.
Is there anybody watching who's done this raid before but didn't know this
Looks
tour
like
was
the
here?
Forge can do even more than create Warforged. It can increase the might of existing ones. Even now, the Warforged God soaks in its light, becoming even stronger and faster than he was before. Who knows what the Forge's limits are?
That's awesome, us green things are saying.
If the Lord of Blades has seen you, then he isn't concerned enough to acknowledge your presence.
Notice how the platform, the elevator we're on, is sometimes bumping into the pillars. I've actually seen this bug out and get stuck on the
He
pillars.
exhorts his followers.
Every warforged across this land shall in his turn step into the light of the forge. Any who refuse the transformation will be destroyed. In the end, the warforged race will be no more. We will become blade forged. Every one of us given new purpose in the dream. This I decree.
This talk of the end of the Warforged race, can it truly be the Lord of Blade's will? This situation seems to be even more out of control than before.
You can only take the tour once
The
per
levitator
instance.
has returned you back to where you started. You'll need to find a different way to reach the forge.
Okay, now we're just fighting our way to the forge, kind of just making a big loop down to it. So just head east, and we're just going to be fighting more blade forged, iron golems. Probably some artificers as well. Over here, there's some dudes on the left. You can intimidate them.
To the west, a motley group of Warforged wait nervously behind a barrier. Some of them wear Cannith colors, but it's hard to say whether they're friend or foe.
If you successfully intimidate them, they tell you the location of the secret passage over here, so you can get an extra chest. It's just a junk chest, no named loot. Nimbind, morning and welcome. As we drop down over here, there will be some assassins shooting crossbows on the next level down.
Cannith researchers must have installed this levitator to better access the lower ruins. Judging from its wear, that was decades ago. But it's difficult to tell how old the ruins themselves are.
Alright, here we have a shrine. I believe the shrine is not here on Elite.
Yes.
Okay, we're gonna head towards the end fight.
You've arrived at the base of the forge.
There's a kind of hard to see translucent bridge. Do not fall into the water. Okay? If you fall into the water, this happens. Thank you. 10,000 damage I just took. Force damage. So, that's basically going to one-shot anybody. Maybe a really tough tank will be able to survive like one tick. But more than likely, if you get tossed out in the water, it's just going to kill you. No death timer on normal. Higher difficulties do have death timers. Once we step forward, the bridge behind us will disappear. So don't try to go out there on it after that. Also, a barrier will appear at the opening behind us, so we can't get out of this room. So you don't want to start this part until everybody's here. There's usually a lot of people out. Once we step forward, the Lord of Blades will activate, and his two dogs, and some Blade Forged. We're going to kill all the trash while the tank grabs the Lord of Blades. And then we're going to kill all the trash and then DPS the Lord of Blades. The dogs will regenerate when he's at 70, 30, and 10% health. We'll beat him down each time. Back in the olden days, you sometimes would have somebody kite them instead of beating them down, but we'll be able to beat them down quickly enough.
Still got to shoot down some of the pillars.
Yes, so the raid will complete when only 2 of the pillars remain. So if you look around us, you'll see there's a bunch of pillars on each side. The vulnerable spots for the pillars is like the couplings. You see there's like weird plasmatic looking couplings or whatever at the base, and then further up. That's where you DPS the pillars, at those couplings. At the beginning, only certain couplings will be vulnerable. You won't be able to take down, you know, all the pillars. You'll just be able to beat down some of them. In the end, the raid will complete when only 2 pillars are remaining. We don't want to complete it right away, though, because there's an optional we can do for an extra chest, and that is just beat the Lord of Blades down a couple extra times. So once we beat him down once, he will regenerate infinitely until the pillars are destroyed. But once we beat him down once, we're going to beat him down. He's going to regenerate. We're going to beat him down again. He's going to regenerate again. We'll beat him down a 3rd time. At that point, we'll take down the rest of the pillars, and it will complete. During that final phase, I believe trash is infinite respawns. I'm not 100% sure if it's infinite, though. And let's see. During this end fight, the forge is going to activate, and there'll be a buff that's available in the center. See how there's like a light with like magical runes swirling around it in the center around the Lord of Blades right now? That's how you know the buff is up. When you see that, grab it. Just get the buff, because if we don't get it quickly enough, then the Lord of Blades will. He'll dash over to it and get it. And we don't want the raid boss to be buffed, right? So if you see the buff is up, just get it. If you already had it and the buff is still in your buff bar, you don't want to get it again, because you'll get this like forge overload or something, and it'll actually paralyze you for a while. So if you can't get it again, then call out buff. Or if you can't get it for some reason because like you're the tank or something, you know, just call out buff, and anybody can get it. Don't wait for anybody else to get it. If you can get the buff, please get it, because like I said, if we don't get it quickly enough, then the boss is going to get it. And there's no special party member that should have the buff. So it's like I said, anybody get it. Yeah, when you have the buff, you can actually float over the water. The Lord of Blades is going to have a couple special moves. Well, first off, his trident attacks land this thing called Touch of the Moorlands, which I think drains your con. And then he's also got the Rain of Blades attack. He's going to like crouch down and shoot a bunch of white blades into the air, and then a few seconds later they're going to rain down. That can be pretty painful. If you get under the forge in the center, you can see you have like cover over the head if you're right in the center. So when we call out Rain of Blades, go to the center if you're worried about that damage. I encourage you to stay out for it though. See how much damage it does. You know, if you die, we'll just raise you. There's no death timer on normal. The other ability you need to watch out for is his whirlwind attack. He's going to start spinning slowly, and then a few seconds later, he's going to start spinning really fast. Everybody needs to get away from him at that point, including the tank. He is completely uncontrollable, and if he hits you with his whirlwind attack, he's going to send you flying, and if he sends you flying into the water, then you're going to die, because like I said, it does 10,000 force damage even on normal. So when we call out whirlwind, or when we see the whirlwind, call it out, and just get as far away from him as you can. Even the tank should not try to hold him during that time. I think that's about everything. All right, Gijo, whenever you're ready.
The Lord of Blades turns his hateful gaze to you.
Cannith once chained the entire Warforged race to their greed. But now we have found this, the very source of our creation. We have bathed
The
in
bridge
its
is
light
gone,
and gained
and the
power
barrier's up.
beyond what we once were. Power enough to destroy every fleshling, every Warforged traitor who sympathizes with the enemy. Beginning with this corrupt city.
Float on by says the Touch of the Moorlands
You.
reduces your hit points by 5%. And there's no limit to the stacks. You beat on all the trash, and then the Lord of Blades. At this point, if you have ranged DPS,
Took down one pillar.
you can take down the pillars if you have ranged DPS. The dogs will regenerate once he's at 70% health. You can target the pillars. I can see like that.
Second pillar down.
That link is vulnerable. You can beat down every buff up.
Wow. Up.
Got it. Wait, why wasn't I floating? I tried to float over the water.
Then clash.
Voices,
Because we didn't get it.
stay out of my mind.
Let's
My will is my own.
Howls the Lord of Blades as he clutches his head.
You got up,
Repeated
bro.
exposure to the forge seems to
Robin.
have side effects.
Whirlwind, stay back. Tomorrow is Nimbin's birthday. He's turning 35. He's doing his Superman thing. He's gonna land somewhere and then he's gonna dash across. When he dashes, it's kind of painful. So try to stay out of his way when he's doing his cross-platform dash. He'll, I think, always go from one side directly through the middle to the other. So we know the buff is coming up, and now the buff is up. There we go. Somebody got it. Thank you. You just keep beating down Lord of Blades. Revy, good morning and welcome. And Float On By, good morning and welcome. Float On By said the
So many
Touch of the
voices.
Mournlands procs when it
No,
crits you.
I am no mere shell. I am no one's servant.
Growls the Lord of Blades
Think he
as he
float on by?
struggles with something only he can see.
Okay, we can beat the dogs down again. The dogs will do this like vomit on the ground. It's going to be a light colored pool. It's like light blue colored, and it really blends in. It can be hard to see with all the bright, blue effects in here. But when you're standing in it, like, oh, it just disappeared. But when you're standing in it, you're going to take damage. I think it's electrical damage. So don't stand in the vomit if it's too painful.
Buff.
Got it. Okay, he's doing a Superman thing. He's going to land somewhere on the edge and then dash across the center. Try to stay out of his way. Oh, he didn't dash that time. Dogs will come up one last time here in a moment.
Whatever the Lord of Blades' mind was contesting with, he seems
Just
to have
kill the
lost.
clash now.
A strange creature now perches on his head, working its tendrils deep into his skull. In a voice clearly not his own, the Lord of Blades intones,
Finally, I am in full control of this body.
Anybody grab it?
Minions, delay the mortals while I
You can
restore
see
the
Zentarius
forge's
is
intended
paralyzed from trying to
purpose.
get it again. He's in the center, paralyzed. Beat down the
The
dogs.
mortal artificers obviously do not understand how to properly
10 second
configure the
paralyzation.
forge. I shall restore it to its intended state.
Go ahead and kill this trash.
the hide on one of the hounds cracks, dissolving into a
Kill it in
green
clash.
mist.
Put it in place.
So, the forge's regenerative
goes,
power
doing his dash.
has its limits after all.
When he landed on me, he did over 1,000 damage. He got you, Chief, that time.
The alterations you corporeal creatures
Alright,
made to the
this
forge
one
will take a
is
few
something
moments to
buff.
undo. For this, you shall have to be punished.
If you're ranged, you can go ahead and take down the east pillars, leave the west. You can take down the east pillars, but leave the
pillars
west pillars.
jutting out of the blue goo sparkle with energy. It looks like the Lord of Blades has completed whatever he was doing to the
Do not
forge.
kill the trash over
The
here. Just
Lord
keep
of Blades
going on the
falls,
blades.
but Then the cracks in his armor vanish as a blue glow surrounds him.
Just
The
going
Warforged god regains his planar gateway, rips open in the middle of the platform.
Yeah,
and
don't worry about those
creatures of
red names. Just
nightmare
let the tank
burst
grab them.
through. The Lord
In this case, we can have the off tank grab them. Doesn't matter which pillars you leave, it's just as long as you don't destroy all of them. Like I said, the raid will complete at this point when there's only 2 pillars remaining.
toppled the Lord of Blades to his knees yet again.
Notice it says
Forge's power almost instantly revives him.
Grudge Maker,
He
mark the Lord of
seems
Blades twice. We
unstoppable.
just did that, and now we need to beat him one more time to get the optional Domination, mark the Lord of Blades thrice. So we need to do one more beatdown. Go ahead and beat the Lord.
The Ancient Nightmares. The Ancient Nightmares, they leave you accursed, which prevents healing. And the
For a third time, your
Warrior
hurricane of
Ones,
blows and
the
spells
Red
brings the
Names, they will
Warforged
drain your
deity to
charisma,
the
which
ground.
might lead that
And for
your
a third
tank
time,
don't have
he
charisma at
rises
all,
again,
meaning that
glowing
he's
in the
helpless.
power of the Forge.
Thanks for saying that. I should have
Must be
emphasized that we
another
need curse
way
pots
to
for
stop
this.
him.
Go ahead and take down the pillars. As soon as only 2 pillars remain, we win. And because we did the optional, we'll get an extra chest. The optional was beating the Lord of Blades down 2 extra times. So they're beating down the couplings, and the pillars are falling.
With the last pillars collapse, the planar portal snaps
That's it.
shut. There's one final wail of anguish, and the nightmare creatures disappear
So
as
the
well.
Warforged is being controlled by
The
a quarry.
Forge's
See the
influence
quarry
on
on
the
his
Lord
head.
of Blades appears undone as well. He bellows rage and wrath.
No one shackles my will! Not Kenneth, and not these creatures of nightmare! No one!
The furious Warforged god looks about and takes stock of the events wrought by the Forge, then exhales in disgust.
Bah! A curse upon this place! I see it now. It was nothing but a trap to enslave us to yet another master. I take my leave of this wretched forge.
It is done. By your own power. you prevented
Okay,
the
help
calamity
yourself
that
to the
housed
loot.
Kenneth, with all of its infinite resources, could not
Any
stop.
questions, let me know. Or if you
Now
think
all
of
that
questions
is left
afterwards, you know where to
is
find me.
claim
I'll be on
your
DDO
just
stream
rewards.
till 3 p.m. Eastern.